Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new video. I am the Trevor Turtle and today, don't mind that behind me, leave a comment down below if you think you know who that is based on the, you should. It was something else I was working on, potentially a future video. But today we're going to be building something in creative mode. As you can see, I got my raw mutton here. So let's go take a look at it. Today I thought we'd create a farm that I'd been recently trying to make, an automatic sheep farm. This one's working a lot better than the one that I made in my survival world that I was playing on earlier today, which is great for it. But as you can see, the sheep basically eat the grass up here, and then they get pushed down here, and the sheep shearer shears them. This little dispenser here full of shears. They go up the waterfall with the soul sand in it, and then they push each other back to the other end. And all of this is working based on a timer, a redstone timer, which actually I decided that I could try and make 3, and I was trying to figure out what design worked best. I tried this, failed, tried this, all of them drowned, and so then I tried this one, and apparently there's a bat in here, strangely enough. Let me know if you guys enjoy tutorials like this and want to look forward to more. I don't know what other types of tutorials there are, but I do for sure. I got this bad boy working here, an iron golem farm. Yeah, it looks pretty cool and everything. And then I actually ended up creating a little pickup system which puts all the iron in the chest using both droppers and hoppers, and an even bigger redstone timer. Lots of redstone timers. You are going to need some grass in the middle bit and on the bottom, obviously. So if we set this up like so, we just choose out a few blocks. I think what I'll do is I'll build it. Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6. So that should be enough for a little bottom row. Give them plenty of room, and then we add a dispenser here. Not a dispenser, but not a dropper, a dispenser. And what this will do is when we fill it with shears, every time it's activated, the redstone, the shears will be used when it's activated by redstone. And so whenever there's a sheep in front of it, it'll shear them. If it's not got wool on it, or if there is no sheep in front of it, it'll still fire, but it will not take away any of the durability of the actual shears. And then we add here. Now this, what I found was when I created it, I had an issue where all of my sheep were not able to get past up here. So what you could do to easily fix that is just add another block, and then you dig 1 deep, and you do a soul sand. And for those of you who don't know, soul sand basically pushes them up. What are you doing here? Get out of here. And we want this to be 3 blocks high. Now we don't want this to be too high because we don't want the sheep killing themselves, and we'll add 1 more, and this will be like a little dropping chamber area. And then we add some grass blocks here. Now, the issue that we have here is if we just do this with the grass blocks, then they eat the grass and it doesn't grow back. But what I found is if you put grass on the sides, it'll grow back, because that's how the grass spreads in this game. And you don't have to do the little overhang like I did. I don't know why I did that. I did it just in case they could somehow eat it through the wall or something, I guess. But don't worry, they can't. And then you want to build at least 2 blocks. You can add a roof on it or not. It's up to you, really. And I believe... So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8's the maximum distance water can travel, I believe. Though it didn't work for me last time I tried it at 8 blocks. So let's give it a try and see. I that should... Okay, that one barely touches, and then we add one more. And that one goes over, and then we break that. And now we've got two that do that. All right, so the next piece that we need to do is we need to do our redstone clock. So we'll do a simple clear our inventory, and then we need, so in order to make a redstone clock, you need one redstone torch, you need a couple repeaters, and you need some redstone dust. Now, usually in the past, I believe you can make smaller redstone clocks that work like, this is basically the idea. For those of you who don't know, repeaters add a little bit of a delay on redstone, so you can place a torch, and now we've made a clock. And so this will actually work if everything get out of the way. And so now our dispenser goes off every second or two. All we need to do to make it work properly is now get a bunch of shears. So this is a fairly cheap thing to make because all it requires is a couple things. Forgot to install the hoppers. Yay. We can do that in a second. So now, as you can see, it shoots out a couple particles every few seconds, and these are the shears being used, except because there's nothing in front of them, they don't lose durability. And shears have quite a bit of durability, so they're going to last a very long time. Before we get any further, we need to add our collection system, which is just, I'd suggest, 3 hoppers and 2 chests. Just come right down here, and because I don't want that water to leak all over the place right yet, crouch and place it against that, crouch and place against that, and crouch and place against that. And for those of you who don't really understand how hoppers works, well, the way that the little piece right there feeds into the other hopper or chest, that's basically saying anything it picks up from the top, it will go into this hopper. Anything that falls on the top or gets put into that hopper from this hopper will go into this one, and then this one into the chest. And I don't really think that one should be picking up anything. So we've got this working. Everything seems to be all right. And before I forget, we do need to close off our water from the mobs so they don't somehow swim through. Oh, that might be a problem. Might work. All right, and now you're ready to add your sheep into the machine. So since I'm in creative, I can simply just take these sheep and put them in. And I wouldn't suggest loading it like I did with that one, maybe a couple sheep every here and there. But what you might want to do to make, if you're in survival, obviously, because most of you are going to be in survival when you're building this, is what I did is I had a bunch of sheep enclosed off on the side. So let's say that this hole is your sophisticated sheep farm. Well, all you'd simply have to do is you have to set up a system to get them in there. And we're just going to build a little staircase, basically, into the farm. And then the simple way is to take wheat and then just, I think they might be able to get out through that hole. I may have messed this up a little. Our stairs need to go down one. Oh well. Easy fix. And what I've learned from doing this is the sheep will tend to, if you pull out wheat, they'll all start going for it. And this isn't going to work well with baby sheep. I think usually they end up falling to their death, or not falling to their death, drowning. But the sheep will start pushing each other in, or they, yeah, you might have to give them a little shove like I just did there if they somehow make it over the gap. Oh, get in there. and then we'll say that it's closed off, and then they should start going around the circuit. So how it works, obviously, I've explained this, but they're going to go through, and you can extend the amount of hoppers. I found that sometimes it'll occasionally get on this block, and sometimes you only just put water, which you can't really do a whole lot about. But you could extend it to this block and feed it into the hopper. And really, you can do whatever you please from here. I was actually going to set it up so that it goes from that chest directly into a sorting system. But for some reason, I know that's really wrong. It's because I gave up and threw a fit, basically. I know there's supposed to be a piston there and everything. But it basically uses the sorting system, and then it would go into the chest and everything. You could shoot it out into a bunch of fire. Who knows? You could basically do whatever you want with it. And a cool tool tip for anyone, if you want a certain color, what you can do is quickly, and they might have to have a full thing of hair to do that. Just dye your sheep whatever color, and then once they go through the thing, once they go through the little machine, as you can see they're all getting in line, getting sheared. Come on, little blue sheep, you gotta do this. Think of all the wheat. Go, move. Boom. And then you end up with cyan wool, and that sheep will keep producing cyan wool. So you basically get a bunch of colored wool automatically, and it's a really efficient farm. You don't have to do anything other than sitting there and watch. I found that on the Xbox, I don't know if it does the same thing in the PC, but I found that what happens is when you go to unloaded chunks, that it resets your redstone circuit. So if that happens, all you have to do is, I think what I did, and it made it work a little better, is I added another repeater just right here. And so it adds even more of a delay. But if you think you can get away without having to do that, the fewer the repeaters, the fewer... Oh, I broke it. Obviously, you want to have a little bit of a delay, unlike what I just did there. If it breaks, simply just do that and then torch it. And there you go. So this is how to make a redstone automatic sheep shearing farm. You may have seen it on YouTube in H2O Delirious' videos. Next time, if you are interested, make sure to leave likes and subscribe. We can take a look at how to make weather clear. Okay, oh, there it goes. We can take a look at how to make an automatic iron farm, which it's been less than an hour since this guy's been running, and he's made almost 5 64 stacks of iron. So you will get a ton of iron, very little effort. Obviously, it's all just the setting up that's what you gotta do. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time, hopefully with an iron golem farm with free iron.